And in fact, that's brave stuff by Senna, because you need a lot of strength to hold on to one of those things. And at the end of a long Grand Prix, the arms aren't feeling too strong.
Formula One is known for its precision, strategy, and fierce rivalries. But beneath the high-speed drama lies a treasure trove of unexpected comedy. From Kimi Räikkönen's deadpan radio replies to bizarre celebrations that became internet sensations, F1's funniest moments remind us that even the best can slip, joke, or surprise us. Today we're counting down 10 times the sport left fans laughing and sometimes scratching their heads. Let's dive in. Kimi Räikkönen, often nicknamed the Iceman, is famed for his cool demeanor and famously brief responses. He doesn't mince words. If he's happy or annoyed, you'll know, thanks to quick, deadpan remarks. One of his most memorable radio transmissions happened when his engineer tried to offer a barrage of strategy tips during a tense race. In typical Kimi fashion, he snapped back,
"Just leave me alone, I know what to do."
Fans couldn't stop laughing at the sheer bluntness. It was a far cry from the usual copy that or understood that drivers typically mumble into their radios. Instead, it was the kind of curt shutdown you might give an overbearing backseat driver on a road trip. Social media lit up with memes, t-shirts, and even phone ringtones repeating those words. The comedic gold here lies in the juxtaposition. A multi-million-dollar racing operation balancing on the edge of victory, brought down to earth by a driver who just wants some peace and quiet to get on with the job. It was a defining moment for Kimi's unflinching attitude and, inadvertently, for comedic F1 folklore. Lewis Hamilton is widely considered one of the most skilled drivers on the grid, dominating modern Formula One with multiple championships under his belt. That's why it was extra surprising and undeniably funny when he had a low-speed collision in the pit lane. In what seemed like a minor lapse in judgment, Hamilton locked his brakes and gently kissed the pit wall, leaving his front wing in an awkward embrace with the concrete barrier. Normally, pit entries are routine, especially for a driver of Hamilton's caliber. That's precisely why this moment became comedy gold. Viewers weren't expecting such a slip from someone who almost always maneuvers like he has a sixth sense for grip and angles. Fans quickly seized on the slow-motion replays, adding playful sound effects or comedic commentary. It was a stark reminder that even the best in the world can suffer a brief brain freeze under pressure. Naturally, Hamilton bounced back and went on to win more races, but for that one weekend, the internet couldn't resist poking fun at a champion's rare miscalculation. If you ever see the top 3 drivers on the podium laughing, gagging, or hesitantly taking sips from a sweaty race shoe, you're witnessing Daniel Ricciardo's bizarre yet entertaining ritual, the shoey. Ricciardo first pulled this stunt after a successful race result, deciding on the spot to fill his worn racing boot with champagne and drink from it right in front of global cameras. He gleefully roped other drivers and even celebrities into the fun. Some, like Sir Patrick Stewart, participated and later admitted it was an experience they'd never forget. Partially from the taste, partially from the spectacle. Within days of that initial shoey, fans on social media were divided between, "That's the bravest thing I've seen," and "That's absolutely gross." Ricciardo, however, seemed to revel in the uproar, further cementing his reputation as the most jovial trickster on the grid. Proof that comedic gold can be served up anywhere, even in the spotlight of a victory celebration. Rewind to the 1991 British Grand Prix, when 2 titans of Formula One, Nigel Mansell and Ayrton Senna, found themselves in a situation no one saw coming. Senna's car gave up just before the finish line, leaving him stranded on track. Mansell, who had just won the race in front of his home crowd, decided to offer Senna a lift back to the pits by letting him perch on the side pod of his Williams. The image of these 2 rivals, who fought tooth and nail on the circuit, suddenly sharing a ride was both heartwarming and hilariously offbeat. Mansell was probably still buzzing with adrenaline, while Senna clung to the side of the car, smiling at the cheering fans. Marshals and photographers gathered, half unsure if this was allowed and half delighted by the display. Today, those photos stand as proof that Formula One can produce comedic gold in even the most serious eras. After all, seeing Senna plastered on the side of Mansell's car, both men grinning, was the last thing anyone expected at a high-stakes Grand Prix. Sebastian Vettel, 4-time world champion, usually keeps it calm and collected, even witty at times. But one particular race saw him feeling blocked by another driver, and he decided to vent his displeasure directly to the race director on his team radio. What followed was a barrage of expletives so abundant that the broadcast had to liberally censor them, resulting in a near constant stream of beeps over Vettel's heated words. The comedic element was undeniable. Instead of hearing a structured complaint, viewers were treated to interspersed with occasional bits of coherent language. Fans quickly turned the incident into a viral sensation, splicing together remixes that played like techno tracks punctuated by Vettel's muffled fury. While Vettel's outburst was serious at its core, he believed his race was compromised. The comedic aftertaste came from the dramatic censorship. It felt like a scene ripped from a sitcom, reminding everyone that even the calmest drivers can lose their cool in the pressure cooker of F1.
You know what? Here's the message for Charlie. Off. Honestly. Off.
Fernando Alonso's tenure with McLaren Honda was fraught with engine troubles, underwhelming results, and public frustration. It all boiled over at the Japanese Grand Prix, Honda's own backyard, where Alonso felt the power unit was more suitable for a junior category. Over the radio, he exclaimed it was like driving with a GP2 engine, a blunt remark that immediately rang across the airwaves. The comedic factor? Hearing a two-time world champion casually insult the power unit at the brand's home circuit was both shocking and darkly hilarious. The sarcasm was thick. Alonso wasn't just complaining, he was effectively dropping a comedic bomb on Honda, ironically in front of Japanese fans who'd hoped to see their partnership flourish.
GP2 engine. GP2.
Social media latched onto his phrase, generating memes about McLaren or Honda requiring training wheels, and referencing future illusions of a GP 2.5 engine. Alonso later tried to clarify he was just emotional in the heat of the moment, but the comedic damage was done. That phrase cemented itself in F1 lore, reminding everyone that frustration can lead to some of the sport's funniest commentary. Before the race, football legend Pelé was set to present a special award to Michael Schumacher on the grid. However, when Martin Brundle went to interview Räikkönen about missing the ceremony, Kimi gave a response that instantly became iconic. Without hesitation, Kimi bluntly stated,
Kimi, you missed the presentation by Pele.
Yeah.
Will you get over it?
Yeah, I was having a shit.
The casual delivery and total lack of concern made the moment both shocking and hilarious. Brundle was left momentarily speechless, while fans quickly turned the clip into one of F1's most legendary one-liners. Räikkönen's unfiltered honesty became a defining example of his no-nonsense attitude, proving once again why he's one of the sport's most unintentionally funny drivers. Even years later, this interview remains a fan favorite, often resurfacing whenever Kimi's deadpan humor is mentioned. Team dynamics can be complicated in Formula One, and few feuds illustrated this better than Mark Webber versus Sebastian Vettel at Red Bull. Rumors persisted that Vettel was the favored son within the team, leaving Webber in a perpetual supporting role, no matter his performance. Then came a race where Webber triumphed and radioed in those now famous words,
Fantastic guys, not bad for a number 2 driver. Cheers.
The sarcasm was palpable. You could sense years of pent-up frustration exploding in a quip that was both triumphant and comedic. Fans adored it. Social media circulated clips of Webber's message, relishing the unfiltered honesty. In a sport where team orders often remain unspoken, hearing a driver directly call out the hierarchy was both shocking and entertaining. It also revealed a fiery side to Webber's otherwise straightforward demeanor. Formula One circuits are scattered worldwide, often near natural habitats that don't always mesh with 200 miles per hour racing machines. Over the years, fans have been treated to unexpected appearances by groundhogs in Canada, stray dogs in Istanbul, or seagulls in Australia. These little critters cause drivers to swerve wildly or frantically radio race control about an animal on track. The comedic effect is immediate because an F1 car is a marvel of engineering, yet it can be thrown into chaos by a single clueless creature. From pit lane blunders to sarcastic radio jabs and unexpected animal cameos, these moments prove F1 isn't just about speed and strategy. It's full of unplanned humor and human quirks. From pit lane blunders to sarcastic radio jabs and unexpected animal cameos, these moments prove F1 isn't just about speed and strategy. It's full of unplanned humor and human quirks. Whether it's Kimi's disappearing act or Ricciardo's unconventional toast, these surprises make the sport even more entertaining. So next time you watch a Grand Prix, keep an eye out for the laughs between the laps. And if you enjoyed this list, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel for more fun F1 moments.